You're recording now? All right. So I'm just from saying, let's know now how do we find the mean when you're given this data that is ungrouped. We call this data as ungrouped data. It is not good. So how do we find the mean? We basically sum all these. We add them together and divide by the number, how many they are, okay? The individual score points. So we have the following number. You add 12 plus 14 plus 19 plus 18 plus 20 plus 27 plus 22 plus 23 plus 14 plus 18 plus 22 plus 21 plus 33 plus 28 plus 15 plus 18 plus 15 plus 17 plus 16 and plus 13. Once you add all of them, then we divide on by how many they are. How many are they?
20.
385 from physical. What about those who are doing it online? Anyone?
Yes, it's 385.
385. All right, thank you.
Yes.
So when you sum them, we get what? 385. We divide through by how many are they all together? Like when you sum them?
20.
They are 20. Are they 20? Okay, 20. So let's divide. Can you divide now? What do you get as the mean?
19.25.
19 point what?
25.
0.25. Right? 19.25. 19.25. That is called that is going to be what? Your mean X bar. Your mean X bar. Is that clear? Do I have any questions? Let me start from online. Is there any question?
Sir, come a bit near the mic. You are breaking when you go further. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, when you move, I don't know if it's to the left or right, your voice starts, it's fading.
Because I move with my own mic. I'm moving with the mic. So I think maybe it could. You can't hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. I think the challenge could be from your end. Anyway, it's fine. Thank you for the consent. Are you able to see what is written at the board and is it clear?
Yes, sir.
The clearness that I'm asking about, have everyone understood, not the clarity on what is being captured?
Yes, we have understood, sir.
Okay, thank you very much from the physical. Are we clear? Oh, everyone is clear. Then we can move on now. We can now move on. Now, the second question is asking us to find the standard what? The standard deviation. May I just underscore that finding the standard deviation for the ungrouped data is that super tedious. It's a lot of work that you have to do. But the easiest way of finding the standard deviation is to group the data into a frequency what? You construct a frequency distribution. It's easier when you do what? Do a frequency distribution. Therefore, I would like that we do question number D. This one which says instead of B, right? We construct a frequency distribution from the data. Once we construct the frequency distribution, it will be easier to calculate for the what? For the standard deviation, right? However, I should be able to pass a comment. You can still find the standard deviation the way how this data is. Let me just show you how you do it, the way how it is before you group the data, so that you can move with the information. I think I can erase. Can I erase from both online and physical?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's fine. Fine.
Okay. Then I am erasing. So now, here is the formula for the standard deviation. Standard deviation shall be given as the square root, okay, of the summation of x variable, these x variables, minus the mean x bar, then we square them all over the summation of the frequency, which is n, right? Let me just use n since we haven't yet started coming up with the frequency now. It's ungrouped data over n, where this n is the total number of the individual score points. All right. Then this x, we have told you that these are just the data. These data, they're called the x's. You're following, right? Yes. And the x bar is what? Is the mean that we have just calculated. This is the formula for the ungrouped data. This is how you find the standard deviation of ungrouped data. Use this formula. So how do you do it? Let me show you how you do it. However, you can do it at your own time. We are most likely not to come up with the exact figure because of the time. So we'll start with these individual score points, the way how they are. We are summing up with this. We are starting with this part, which is x minus x bar, then you square. That's the part we are writing. And then we'll be adding that part, okay? What is our x? We start with the first x is what? It's 12. So you write that 12 minus what? You mean is 19.25. Then you square that plus. You move to the next what? The next score, which is 14, right? You will say 14 minus 19.25, and you square plus. You move to the next, which is what? 19 again. So you will say 19 minus 19.25, and you square. You keep on doing this to all of them. Are you following that, right? You do this to all of them, and then once you're done doing that, you divide that by how many they are. We say they are what? They are 20. Then the answer that you're going to find, you're going to do what? To square root it. Then that is your standard what? That is your standard deviation. Is that clear from online?
Yes, sir.
Have people gotten the gist? It's really a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You need time to do this. It was a test. You had all that time to do that, but anyway, now me, I'm teaching. I have to teach other things. So yeah, you have known what to do. Just plug in these numbers on your calculator. You come up with one number here. You add all those numbers. You come up with one number on top. There'll be one number on top. Whatever number you will have divided by 20, then you square root the answer. That is your standard deviation. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If that is clear, we are fine with how we find the standard deviation of the what? Of the ungrouped data. This is called ungrouped what? Ungrouped data. Don't have any question. You can ask. You need to ask as many questions as you can. She's in the new zone. By the way, I want to congratulate all the teachers who got employed. It's commercial break. I'm congratulating all the teachers who got employed by the new zone government. I'm not belonging to any political party. I'm non-partisan. So congratulations to the teachers. Yeah. So we can show the card. We can meditate upon this and see if we have any questions. Because I don't think we will have time again to do this. Yeah.
Sir.
Madam.
Can you just write the formula for standard deviation for grouped data?
I'm going to go that when you group this data. Just relax a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a question that people want the formula for the group data. Then I'm studying them. Once we construct a frequency distribution, we would have grouped the data. Then you'll be able to see how we find the standard deviation. That's why I put that question down there. Yeah. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think that is very much clear, and people are following. It's okay. I can erase this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so now, let's move on to question number 3. It says present the data on a stem and what? Stem and leaf. Okay. You need to present the data on a what? On a stem and leaf. How do you present the data on a stem and leaf? You remember this conversation, we had it already. And even repeating it, we'll repeat it for the sake of peace in the land. So let's repeat. Let's repeat what he said, so that when it comes in the exam, so nobody is accusing me.
Where is service?
Hello?
Hello, sir. We can't see
Is that a
you.
question?
We can't see you.
You can't see me.
Where
Yes.
is service? Come and get the
Don't worry
water.
about
Where is
seeing
it?
me. Just see what is written on the board.
Yeah, we are not even seeing the board. Sorry.
You're not seeing the board.
Now we are able to see.
Can you see what is written on the board already?
Yeah, now we can see it. Just went blank like that.
Oh, okay. So what did we say? What did you say in the first step?
You arrange the data.
We rearrange them, right? We rearrange them. Let's
Yes.
start rearranging them. Everyone can be participating. What's the smallest number?
12,
12 is the smallest number, followed by what?
13.
So you have to check before you write the next number. Do we have any other number? Okay. Okay, so we don't have any other 12. We can move to 14, right? Or there is 13. 13. After 13, what do we have?
14.
214.
14.
After 214, what do we have?
12.
215. What do we have afterwards? 116. 117.
318.
Oh, 318, yeah.
318.
Yes.
318. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 18. From 318, 119. After 119,
120.
You went for both
120.
grade.
What else?
Okay.
21.
Then come extra. Why? Why?
21, 121,
Yes.
Then tomorrow.
222,
222.
What time?
23.
Okay, remind me, I give you money.
23.
Okay.
Then
I think that's all.
27. 23 is what?
That's all.
27.
Yes.
Roosevelt,
127.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have what?
28.
How many 28 do you have?
One.
Only one.
have you entered the chickens?
Okay.
Huh? They are covered.
Oh, all right. 33. Okay. Are we done rearranging the data?
Yes.
Okay. So from here, what's the next step? We need a
You want
key,
to be
right?
that? Why? Karatete, how are you?
Someone has the mic on apart from the authorized. Mr. Zulu, we ask you that you may switch off for the what? What are they saying? A technician, what are they saying? Tell me. Oh, it was about the mic. Okay. Is it clear now in terms of the mic? Has the problem been resolved?
Yes.
Okay, it's fine then. So what is the next step? We need a key, right? We need the legend
Yes.
key. And our key says, what number do we choose? We can choose 12, right? 1, 2 means what? Means 12. And then we have our thing, our stem, and our thing, our leaf. Exams made it easy. So from here, do we have the zeros, the numbers that are single digits? If you have single digits, then you have to start with 0 here. Okay. Since we don't have, we just have the 1, the 2. Do we have the 3? Do we have the 4? We don't have the 4, right? We don't have the 4, isn't it?
Yes, we don't have the 4s.
Oh, no, we don't have the 4. Okay. All right. So from here now, let's start writing. Let's start writing. We have 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 18, and 19, like that. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you want to see me? Don't worry about seeing me, just to see what is there. Okay, then we can go to the tools, right? We have 20, we just write 0, that's what we say, we write the next number. 21, 22, 22, 23, 27, 28. Oh, that's all. Then you go to 30, 30. We don't have 0, we just have 33, right? So just write 3 like this. By so doing, you'd have done the what? The idiom. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's clear.
Any question from anyone? Anyone can still ask a question. Even from physical, you can still ask a question. Please, we can work together by asking each other. Do I have any question
I
from
need
online?
clarification.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. Yeah, on that one, stem and leaf, I didn't understand. May you kindly repeat?
I repeat.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, sir. What am I repeating? Would you be precise?
Sorry?
Like, would you be direct to what do I have to repeat the whole process?
Starting from where it is written key.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. So we said that once you put a key like this, the reason of giving a key, we said that we give a key because we are telling the one who is reading what these numbers mean here. Okay. So you can choose any number of your choice here. That is there from the data. You can choose one single datum from these data. So you write, for example, you can choose 22. So you write it as 2 means what? 22. So we want just to know that, okay, once we put this here, this will be read as what? As 12, not as 2. And this one will be read as what? As 13, not as 3. As 14, as 15, as 16, just like that. So we just write the last number. Once you write like 1 here, it means just write the last number because we would have already written 1. When you go to the 2, the numbers that are in the range of 20, just write the last numbers where because you would have already written 2. And the same applies to 3 going up. Is that clear? Or
Understood. Thank you.
oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Are we all fine with how we come up with the 7, please? Yeah. So similarly, even if they give you the decimal places, I commented that the most important thing is just a key. right? You can give a key. Maybe we'll do the second example on the decimal for the sake of peace in the land. And then where do we go? We can now go to D, right? Constructing a frequency distribution table. We need a frequency distribution. Now you pay attention from here using the following classes. Now observe that. What's the class difference? It's 4, right? The class difference is 4. Isn't it? Yeah. Observe that for this frequency distribution, you were already given the class what? The class size. The class size. But most of the time, you are not even given the class size. Just come up with your own class size. Maybe you can put it 5. Most of the time, 5 in the ranges of 5, 5, 5, 5. The idea is to capture all the data that is within that range. So we are trying to create the classes. I can erase this. Can I from online? From physical, can I erase it?
Yes.
Here we are done in G7. What about those who are online?
You can delete some. You can erase.
Okay.
We are following, you can delete.
Okay, then we can erase this as authorized by both the G7 people and those who are online. And then we can move on. How do we come up with the frequency distribution? So now we are already given the class. So we'll divide these numbers in the ranges of what? Since you see your data is starting from 12, right? So we can put these numbers in the range of what? Just as guided. They guide us in the range of 4 from 10. So you can start with what is called the class interval. This one is called the class what? The class interval. From the class interval, what do we have? Have the what? The frequency. Just like that. Class interval and the what? And the frequency. This is the class. And your class interval, the first one is from 10 to 14, 15 to what? 19, 20 to what? 24, 25 to what? 29, 30 to what? 34. Since we don't have the data, listen now, pay attention. Just make sure that your classes are able to capture all the data that has been presented. Is that clear? That is to say, if we still had the numbers like 40 times, we could have continued until we are able to capture all the data. Did you get that? So we are ending on 34 because the last number we have here in the data is what? Is 33. Is that clear on how we come up with the class?
No, sir. You can just come again.
Okay. Your question was self-guiding. It was already guiding that the class size should be of the difference of 4. It was giving you that the class should be 10 to 14, 15 to 19, and so on. Meaning the class size needed to do what? To be 4, right? It needed to be of size 4. How do you find the class size? The upper boundary minus the what? The lower boundary. Okay? The highest number here minus the lowest one. You get it? So it means that there was just a difference of 4, 4, 4. So since they had already started for you that you're starting from 10 to 14, then the following one should be what? From 15 to 19, then from 20 to 24, from 25 to 29, from 30 to 34. The next one would have been from 35 to 39, just like that. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
The one who had a question?
Yes, sir. I've got it.
Rachel.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does anyone have a question apart from Rachel? Rachel is clear. Anyone else? Oh, Assuming that the silence means everything is fine. Do you have any questions? Any question? Oh, there is no question. Everyone is clear. Those who are online
evening.
are clear. And those from G7.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, madam.
I
Yes,
can't
madam.
see what on top of the same table. The frequent table. I don't know if there's the frequent table.
What is on top? Are you
Yes.
able to read the class interval?
Okay, class interval.
The frequency? There's
Okay, now
nothing on top, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
able-
nothing on top. If you can't see, then there is nothing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Is
very
that
much.
Justin?
That's all.
No. Okay. Is Justin in the meeting? It's been a long time since this woman joined this class. Okay. Let's move on. Now from here, how do you come up with the frequency? Okay. How do you come up with the frequency? You just count how many numbers fall within this range from the data given. Yes. So how many numbers fall between 10 and what? 14. How many are they? That are between 10 to 14.
There are 3.
We have 12.
Huh? 12.
They get 2.
Sir, are they not 3?
There are 4. 12,
14.
12, 13, and the 2 14s.
Oh, there is 12, 13,
And the 2
and 2
14s.
14.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Then you come to between 15 and the 19. How many are there those who are between 15 and 19?
There are 5.
Those from online, those between 15 and 19, how many are there?
There are 5, sir.
No,
And
they are
there are
just
5.
3. They are 3.
Just 3.
They are 3.
How many are there?
Yes, they are 3.
There are 6.
They are 3.
There are 3.
Yes, we have 15, 15, and 16.
What about 18 and 17?
Oh, 8. Okay, 17.
Because there's also 16, there's 17 and 18.
8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are 6. They are 6.
Friends, let's count. This data is there.
They are 6.
There are 5, sir.
There are 6.
There are 8.
There are 8.
There are
No,
5.
there are 8.
No, they are 6.
There are 8.
Sir,
There are
there
6.
are 5.
Okay, let's count together. Let's count together. 59. Let's
Yes.
count. We have 15, 15. What else we have? 16, 17, 18, another 18, 19, 18. Oh. How many are they? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8.
They are 8 now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are they 8?
Yes, sir.
Yes, there are 8.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
They are 8. Like frequency
Yes,
simply
they
means
are.
how many times did these individual 4 points appear? Yeah. We go to 20, between 20 and 24.
They are
Those
7.
between 20 and 24, how many are they? I'm hearing that there are 7 from online.
There are 5.
4, 5. They are 5. Yes, 5.
Others are saying 5. What about
No,
from
it's
here?
5.
Those from G7 have found 5, and some from online have 5.
Yes, we found
okay, let's
5.
go together. We have 20,
20, 21,
21,
21, 22,
22,
again 22,
22,
and
23.
23. Yes.
Where is the other pen? I've already marked it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yes.
Now between 25 and 29,
2. We have 2.
there's just 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, there's just 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And between 30 and this one,
1.
1.
it's 1, right?
Yes.
So what is the total frequency?
We had this.
When you add the frequencies, what is the total frequency?
20.
20. They are 20. Sometimes, listen now, sometimes you can be asked to find the relative cumulative frequency. Oh, let me talk about cumulative frequency. Let me take this opportunity. I know it was not asked, but in case. Cumulative what? Frequency. I'll find it. I'll show you how to find cumulative frequency. Then we'll also show you how to find the relative. I think this time. Relative cumulative frequency. Relative cumulative frequency. It was not asked, but I'm asking it for the sake of you learning. Now, let's find the cumulative frequency. Listen to how you find the cumulative frequency. This is how you find the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency simply means adding up and adding up all these lines. So you first begin with this first one here, which is what? 4. Then you say 4 plus 8. Are you following? 4 plus
Yes.
8 is what? It's 12,
12.
right? 12 plus 5,
17.
17, right?
10.
17 plus 19, 17 plus 2,
19.
19. And 19 plus 1,
20.
it's 20. This is called your what? Your cumulative frequency. There's a difference between frequency and cumulative frequency. Did you get that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So just a question on that one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So in a real situation, in an exam situation, where does that question come?
Where does that question come in the
Yes.
real situation?
Yes.
For finding the relative, the cumulative frequency.
Yes.
Oh, I'll show
Can
you
you-
when you are
can you- can you-
a pie chart.
Okay.
I think you learned about the pie chart, did you? You didn't learn,
Yeah,
you didn't learn about the pie chart. Okay.
I think
it's fine
from
if
common
you
knowledge,
didn't-
yes.
Yeah, it's fine if you didn't. Okay, you didn't learn about them, but you need this concept for you to come up with the pie chart. Okay, you can't do the pie chart without this. Are you following me? Yeah, you need this.
Hello,
But
sir.
since yeah, now listen to my comment. My comment is
Hello,
your
sir.
question is I just asked you to construct a frequency distribution table. You just end here. Okay? Just end. You don't put this cumulative. Your answer ends here in this slide. Okay? But all this I'm teaching now. I
Hello,
was just
sir.
trying to guide. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
How many people have you authorized to keep their mic on?
I'd authorize the, who is this one? Rachel. Then I say the others, when you want to speak, you have a question or you want to say something, you can turn it on.
Okay, because I can see some mics are on. We are getting the feedback here.
Okay, therefore, it follows that the rest of us, we can turn off our mic and only speak when we want to say something. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Is this clear? Right. Rachel, you don't have now to get tired of responding. You are the person who has been authorized to leave the mic on.
I responded, sir.
Okay. Okay, now, how do you find the relative cumulative frequency? You get it, right? The relative cumulative frequency, it simply means this cumulative frequency, okay? This cumulative frequency now divided by what? By the total frequency. Did you get that? You start
Come again, sir.
dividing. Like the cumulative frequency that you have, the cumulative frequency that you have, then you divide by the total frequency. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
I should be able to repeat this because people might end up mixing. There is the relative frequency. You're listening, right? Relative frequency is you sum up this frequency, right? It's 20. That's relative frequency. Then you divide each frequency by what? By the total sum frequency. That's relative what? Frequency. But relative cumulative frequency, you sum up this cumulative frequency, you get that, right? What's the sum of this cumulative frequency? 22. 72. Then you divide like each number by 72. You say 4 divided by this one, it will give you the number here. What does it give us? 4 divided by 72. 0.055. 72 divided, 12 divided by 72. 0.166, and the 17 divided by 72. 0.236, and the 19 divided by 70. Okay, fine. Let's read this. 19 divided by 72. 0.263. Okay. 20 now divided by 20, find that is what? Oh, not 20 divided by 72 is 0.2777. Then 72 divided by 72 is 1. Just like that. So all of them, they always sum up 1. So this one is called the relative cumulative frequency. Okay. Then this one is called the cumulative frequency. Total cumulative frequency. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have a question? If you have a question, then you can turn on your mic and ask. If you're from G7, then you can just speak. Everyone is quiet, then that is interesting. It means that people do not have what questions. You can proceed. Now, let's answer the following questions. Can we find the mean? Let's find the mean now. No, the mean. The question says find what?
Hold on me.
No, I've modified the question. I've added some questions. Just communicate. Yes, they are behind, right? Yes. Can you find the mean? This is how we find the mean now of the grouped data. This data now has been what? Grouped. Listen, pay attention. How do you find the mean of the grouped data? Follow? I think we can erase this part. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. All right. So now, how you find the mean? How you find the mean? Let's leave this as the frequency. If I'll say this is our F. No, let me put the midpoint. The mid was this, the midpoint, and the frequency, so that we find the mean. Our frequency was 4, 8, 5, 2, and 1. Then you can erase in so that you can have a midpoint. I think now everyone can see. All right. So for you to find the mean, because the formula for the mean is given as what? X bar for the group data is given as the summation of frequency times X all over what is the summation of frequency. Follow that? The total frequency in short, the sum of the frequency. This is how you find the mean. Rachel, are you able to see the formula for the mean?
Yes, sir. And just to move a bit, stop a bit. Yes, we're able to see now. Yes, much better like that.
Okay. How do you find the midpoint? You need to find the midpoint first. Because this X that we are picking now, we want the midpoint of this what? This entire class. So how do you find the midpoint of this entire class, right? How do you find the midpoint of the entire class? We add this and divide by what? By 2. What is 10 plus the 14? 24 divided by 2. We have 12 as the midpoint. 15 plus the 19 divided by 2. 17 and the 24 plus 20 divided by 2. 22 and 25 plus 29. 54 divided by 2, 27, right? And the 34 plus the 30, 64 divided by 2, 32. Is that clear? Are we all fine on how we find the midpoint? These midpoints are your x's now. These will be called your x values. Is it clear? Hello, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If it is clear, well and good. We can proceed. So observe that you always need to find the midpoint when the data is grouped. Okay. You need the midpoint whenever the data is grouped. Did the lecture talk about the histogram, the polygon? Why are they not teaching in detail? Anyway, it's fine. But let's focus this for the sake of the exam. I will not also start talking about the things because the guidance is that your exam is just based on what appeared in the test, the assignment, and the quiz. So I will not always on this one. We know that you're very good. Yeah. Yes. There is that always. That's what I say. Okay, ngati waupate distance Uvuta chi. Okay, away from that, that was information break. Let's move on. We are saying summation of frequency times what? The midpoint. Our end is the midpoint. So what we are going to do, my cameraman, is this able to capture this? But everyone can see. Anyways, can you see?
Excuse me,
what
sir.
we write? Yes, madam.
I don't know if it's just my network or what, but the screen keeps going on and off, and I'm failing to follow through the way I'm supposed to.
Oh, okay. Is it the same with everyone?
I'm also experiencing the same thing.
Me, I'm able to see.
And the
It's
screen
because
goes
of
and
her
comes.
her microphone is on.
So right now
Okay.
we can't see
And
anything on the
anyway,
screen.
the class is being recorded. There is that gift in the line. Let's try to follow. The class is being recorded. Okay. So let's go. We are beginning with the summation of the frequency times what? The midpoint. So you multiply frequency times the midpoint. Then you add frequency times the midpoint. So the first frequency is what? 4 times 12 plus 8 times what? Times 17 plus what else? 5 times what? 22 plus 2 times 27 plus 1 times 32. All over the total sum of the frequency is what? Is 20. This is going to be our mean. We can do it. I want people to do this one for me. What do we find? Oh, I should give people time to go. What do we get? Especially if many people are doing it, it's easier to come up with one answer. What about those who are online? And I'm hopeful that you're also doing the right thing.
I found 19.
19.
Yes.
Oh, when you do everything, it's 19. Give me the top part first. What do you get on top? 380. 80.
48.
Okay, on top is
Oh, yeah.
380.
Yes,
Divided by
380 over
20.
20.
That gives us what? 19. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
As your what? Your mean X bar. Now, here's my comment. Everyone needs to pay attention. My comment is, observe that when we are doing the mean using the ungrouped data, before we grouped this data, we had what? 19.25. You're following that, right? But when you grouped the same data, again, we are still having what? 19. So usually it's the same thing. Got it?
So the answer.
Are you following now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Following.
We have found the mean. You found the mean. We have found the mean. Let's find the standard deviation first before we can find the mode. Let's find the standard deviation. Don't worry about the, yeah. Let's find the standard deviation. How do we find the standard deviation? SD. Of the group data now. Remember that the standard deviation we had was 4 and group what? That data was ungrouped. Now this one is grouped. So the standard deviation shall be given as the square root of the summation of frequency times what? X minus x bar to be squared all over summation of what? Of frequency. Did you get that? Now, this is how you compute this one. Check that the first thing that you write is what? It's a frequency before you start. So you begin with the frequency number 1. The first frequency is 4, right? 4, what is your x? Your midpoint is 12 minus the mean is what? 19. You square that plus, plus the 8 times what? 17 minus what? 19, then you square plus the 5 times the 22 minus what? 19, square that plus the what else? 2, 27 minus what? 19, you square that plus the 1, 32 minus what? 19, then you square that all over the total sum frequency is what? Total frequency is 20, right? Total frequency, like total frequency, this frequency when you're studying. Oh, it's 0. Is that clear? And Rachel, are you able to see the screen?
Come
Like
again,
from
sir.
online? Is the screen clear first?
No, it's not. You can zoom a bit. I don't know if you're able to zoom. I don't know.
You can't see? You can't see the screen.
Okay, I can see. Okay, from here I can see. From here I can see.
Okay. So, someone was asking about wanted me to repeat. The formula says summation. This symbol means summation. You add frequency, open the bracket, the midpoint, which is your x, minus the x bar the mean, then you square that. And you keep on doing that, right? So what we had here, the first frequency was 4. 4 multiplied that by the midpoint minus the mean, which is 19. Found our mean 19. You square that. You keep on repeating this again and again. Then you have the answer that we are going to find. Over total frequency, it is 20. Is that clear from that one who wanted us to repeat? Hello? I had that question from online. Someone had asked the question from online. Are you clear now?
Yes, I'm able to see now.
Oh, okay. Well and good. So what do we find on top? Still computing.
On top, we're finding 570.
At 570 on top from online. Let's just confirm from others. Can others confirm? It's 570 all over 20. Can you do the division?
28.5.
8.5.
28.5. Yes,
Before
then,
square root.
yes, that's before we square root.
Okay, can you find now the standard deviation? 5.3.
5.3385. 5.34.
5.34. Rounding is up to 2 decimal places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is as good as 5.338, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is your standard what? See? The standard deviation. Do I have a question now? Hey, any question from me? Hello, do you have any question? You can still round it up for either 2 decimal places, 1 or what, as long as you have written it. But mostly you are advised to round off most of these numbers, at least to 4 decimal places, to try to increase the level of accuracy. Because when you are rounding off, you are reducing the level of accuracy. You get, right? So you are advised at least to round off to as many decimal places as you can. Yeah. Is that clear? Any question from online? People are quiet. Any question? And our friend from G7 wish they knew this before the test.
It's the same here.
It's good that you have known this before the exam, all right? Okay, another question from online? Do you have a question?
Yeah, from me, no.
Mr.
How
John?
to me? Me, I'm still computing, following behind.
Oh, okay. The good part is that the majority, most of the times, may be right. I didn't say it is always right. Most of the time, may be right. So, yeah, we have done that. Okay, now, let me just comment on the mod. Let me pass a comment on the mod. In the interest of time, then we give some break. Don't worry about the other things that have remained. I'll pass the comments maybe on when I'm meeting Mark on Tuesday. Yeah, don't worry. But on Tuesday, I want us to talk about the probability distribution. I'll have the first 5 minutes when we meet in the next class to talk about the other things that I might think they are necessary. Maybe just the first 5 minutes, but the exact thing I will be talking about is the probability distribution. To be specific, I'll talk about binomial distribution, Poisson, and the geometric distribution. Those 3. I'll make sure I'll summarize that within 1 hour. You'll be fine. Plus, we'll send the recording. So if you are overloaded, then you will listen to the recording. Yeah. So now, how do you find the mod? The mod is given as the following for the grouped data. Listen now. The mod is the most frequent number in layman's language. the most what? Frequent number.
On top. We can see what you're writing.
I'm all right. How are you? Up to 20. Yeah. Okay, now let me define the following for you. In layman's language, you say the mod is most frequent number. The most repeat. Eh? This is what you will find. Oh, okay. Now listen. So the mod is the most what? Repeating score point. You get that time? So the most repeating data using one data is plural. So the one that is repeating frequency mostly is called the what? The mod. So in that respect, you have that number, that one which was most repeating. For the group today, for any group data, it's easy to find them, right? But for the group one, you need to employ this. You can easily find the model class. Listen, the model class is that one, that class where you have the most frequency, like the highest frequency. Okay. So what is our highest frequency? It's 8, right? So it means our model class is what? It's 15 to 19, right? That's why we have the highest frequency. That's the class. It means the model class is between this part. You got that time? That's why I have the mod. Okay. So now, how do you find the mod? This is the formula that we use for the group today. What is L? L is the lowest class boundary of that class because it's a class, right? That means is the lowest class. This one, the lower class boundary. It's called here. The lower class boundary. This lowest number. It's called your clear. That's your L. It's your L. Okay. Then maybe I should just label it so that you can be able to follow. F0, F1, F2,
That's good.
and the L. Yeah, I'm avoiding writing a lot of things. I've labeled them. Now listen, I define them for you. L, I've said is the what? The lower class boundary. Okay. Then what is F1? F1 is the frequency of that class, that class which precedes. Okay. The class that precedes the model class. To precede, not to proceed, to precede. To precede is to come before, right? Yeah, there is that class that comes before the model class. Then its frequency is called F1, F0. You get that right? Then F1, that is the model class, the frequency of the model class. Then F2 is the frequency of the class that precedes the model class. From online, did you get the explanation that we have just given?
No, sir.
No, sir, kindly repeat.
Okay, I'm trying to define these letters that are here for you. I said number one, L. L means the what? The lower class what? Boundary. You get it? L is always the lower class what? The lower class boundary. then F1, F0, let me start with the F0. F0 is simply means the frequency of the class that precedes the model class. The model class, I said that that's a class that has the highest frequency, right? That's a model class. Yes, then the lowest class, the lowest class boundary. So, what is the F1? It's the frequency of the what? Of the model class. Then F2, this F2 is the frequency of the class that precedes the model class. Did you get that? To proceed is to come after. Did you get that now? Those people from online, did you get that?
That's when you said what, sir? F2 is what?
Sorry?
F2 that's what?
F, frequency. It's a frequency. These are frequencies, okay? I said F0, there is F0. I said this is the frequency of the class. There is that class which comes before the what? The model class. That is the F what? F0, F0. Then F1 is the what? The frequency of the model class. Whereas the F2 is the frequency of the what? Of the class that precedes the model class. The class that comes after the model class. Did you get that?
Yes, sir. I've gotten it.
Any other question? Everyone is clear about how we can proceed. No, what about H now? H is the class size, right? The class size. You already know that. H is the what? The class size. So let's start computing. Easy now. Straightforward. What is our L? Our L is 15 plus the F1, 8 minus the F0 is 4. 2 times the F1, 8 minus 4 minus what? Minus 5. Like that times the 4. You get time? So you have 15 plus 8. What is 8 minus 4? It's 4. 4 over 16 minus 4. 16 minus 4. 12. 12 minus 5, 7. Times what? 4. Right? You know this already. 15 plus 16 over what? 16 over 7. Then this is basic what? Basic mathematics. Right? From here it is becoming basic math, right? Yes. Common denominator 7. 15 plus 16. And that gives us what? 1 over 7. What do we get as the mod? What is our mod? Four point what? 4, 280 57, somewhere around there. This is your what? See? Your mode. Are you able to see what I've written? Rachel, any confirmation? Is it clear, like in terms of capturing? Has it been captured clearly?
Yes, sir.
You can see the numbers clearly.
Yes, I can see the mode to the final answer.
Okay, now. Then let me ask you now, is it clear in terms of understanding? Have people understood?
You have the cuts, you have the paper for this.
No.
Hello. Do people have questions? Do we have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, madam.
Yes, on that stage there where you were adding, I didn't get how you
Yes.
added the 15/1 plus 16/7.
Oh, okay. There is a question. Actually, they didn't get how we added here on this part where we're adding. So we can erase. But are you able to see what I'm writing? Right?
Yes, but it's not
We know
very
that
clear.
this
Clear.
4 is multiplying with the numerator only. That's what it says. We have 15 plus 16/7, right?
Yes.
Then over 1 in this one. Then you do normal fraction. You know how we add the fraction. You choose common denominator. Our common denominator is 7. 1 into
It's 7.
is
7
7. Then 7 times 15. 105. Thank you. Plus 7 into 7.
by 15.
116. Then it's a 105 plus 16. So we need a correction somehow.
Yes, there has to be a correction. Yes.
Yes, there should be a correction. So we are saying it is 105 over plus 16 over 7. What is 105 plus 16? 121 over 7. 121, now 7 into 121. 17.285 71429. Clear? Is that
Yes, sir.
clear now?
Sir.
Okay. And if you have seen this 17 is around 18. 18 repeated how many times? 3 times. So that's why it's coming like that. Yeah. Is there any question from online?
I didn't get. You explained H that it's what? In the formula there is power H there.
H is the class size. The class size, okay? The size of this class, we say the highest number minus this one. 14 minus 4, 14 minus 10, or 15 minus 15, 19 minus 15, 24 minus 20 is 4. That's the difference, okay?
Okay.
Any other question? Stop recording.
Sir, there is nothing like rounding off the answer.